Hey, it's Steve Tenorello with Ad Machines. Today I want to share with you my ultimate water heater campaign. And today this is what we're going to cover. Have a lot of information here for you. I'm going to really give you an in-depth look at, what goes into an effective pay-per-click campaign. I'm going to use water heaters as an example here, show you some real-life examples, show you some real numbers as it relates to traffic and leads across the country. I'm going to give you a complete overview. I'm going to share with you the keywords that effectively drive in good qualified traffic. I'm also going to show you keywords that will drain your budget, bleed your budget, and get you in front of the wrong kinds of people. And we'll talk about the homeowner search intent and what's going through their head as they're looking for a water heater replacement. I'm also going to show you how you can use Google's reporting tools to really control your outcome with the complete pay-per-click breakdown. So I'll break down all the logistics that go into running a campaign and managing it effectively. Next, I'm going to talk about the ad copy formula. And the ad copy formula, there's 10 different things that I look at when I build an ad for my clients, and I'm gonna show you an ad that pulls a really strong response rate, followed by a landing page that will convert more of your clicks to leads and opportunities. And then I'll show you how you can follow up with prospects who may not be ready to take action with you today, but they're definitely interested and they're in the market shopping for a water heater, and share with you all the things that you can do to track and measure your performance. Again, my name's Steve Tenorello. I'm the founder of Ad Machines. I've been working with home service companies for more than 20 years now, and have a lot of experience with Google Ads. The team here is highly experienced. If you ever get on the phone with one of our pay-per-click specialists, they know what they're doing here, and they've been trained by me. So Google AdWords Survival Guide, I wrote that book a few years ago. I recently came out with the pay-per-click playbook, and you can order your free copy. All you have to do is go to ppcplaybook.com. You can also reach me by email, steve@admachines.com. If you find this presentation helpful, and you learn some things from it, I'd appreciate your feedback. Just let me know you're out there watching this stuff. That always gets me excited. Next, I'm going to talk to you about the campaign overview here. I'm going to dig into this ad and tell you why it's effective. I'm going to show you this landing page, give you a breakdown of the blueprint that goes into it, and we'll talk about some of the follow-up campaigns here on the Google Display Network. So first, let's take a look at the total market opportunity and lead volume on a 90-day average on Google. So this chart is a nationwide chart all across the United States, and we're working on averages here. And I can bring up this chart for any city or county across the United States. And what this is showing me, if I were to spend $920,000 over the next 90 days across the country, I could generate 73,000 water heater leads. That's 180 clicks. I'm converting at 40%, and my average CPC is about $5. There's a lot of water heater opportunity across the United States. That's essentially what this chart is showing me. And I'm going to show you how you can capture this traffic and the system that goes into generating leads. If we look at the historical search volume, month over month, going back to last year, you can see it's very consistent. That mobile is certainly the dominant device in which we're generating water heater leads, and you can see it gets a little bit busier in Q1, end of Q4 into Q1, the colder months. We're generating more traffic. So it's a very consistent and stable market. Water heater leads, if we take a look at the top 15 or so markets: Los Angeles, New York, Chicago, Philly, San Francisco, Dallas, Fort Worth, Houston, Tampa, Washington, D.C., Phoenix, Seattle, Atlanta, Detroit, Boston, Minneapolis, Orlando, Sacramento, And this chart, now all this information is coming directly from Google. Google has a forecast engine where you can pull all this information, and you can actually pull it from the actual zip code level. And Google will tell you what the market opportunity looks like in your area. So let's go ahead and get started with the search intent and keywords. So first and foremost, water heater repair is one of the top keyword categories that will drive in traffic, followed by water heater troubleshooting, water heater problems, noises, repairing the temperature of a water heater. This is probably the second biggest category for us. Water heater replacement. Then we have gas water heaters, electric water heater sizes, water heater locations, and this would be based on the city or town in which somebody is searching. So water heater Boston, water heater Chicago, water heater Dallas, followed by water heater pricing, estimates, quotes, water heater brands, water heater big box, Home Depot water heaters, Menards, Lowe's water heaters. And those are your top 10 categories in which we will drive in traffic. Those are the keyword categories. Now, we have about 300 to 400 keywords somewhere in between there of the keywords we're actually bidding on for our clients that will drive in traffic. We have about 10 times more negative keywords. Now, if you're actively advertising with Google, you can actually see, if you were to go into your account, and hopefully you have account access or some kind of dashboard that shows you your what's called the search terms report. It's almost a financial statement of all the keywords that you've paid for in the past. It gives you a complete history of all the keywords. And here, you're going to find all of the keywords that don't make sense to the campaign. Here at Ad Machines, we have probably about 30,000 plumbing negative keywords that we apply to a campaign like this to deflect bad traffic. So what consists of bad traffic? Your competitors, people searching for your competitors. In this case, water heaters for boats, RVs, trailers, trailer homes. Anything you don't want to install. If you don't want to be in that venue, then you would, add in negative keywords to deflect this kind of traffic. The do-it-yourselfer, people searching for how-to information. These people can really eat away at your budget. Not to say that you have an opportunity to flip them, but your budget is more is going to work much harder for you when it's really focused on the right audience. Next, locations, commercial locations. If you don't want to install water heaters in a commercial property or an industrial property, then you would exclude that type of traffic. Nuisance calls. People that call you asking you questions about the water heater. Hey, how do I change the temperature on this kind of water heater? You get those all the time. People think they can call a local plumber, and you're the helpline for Ream or A.O. Smith, and you're there to help them. So you can eliminate these kinds of nuisance calls by using certain negative keywords here. Water heaters for pools. Water heaters for people searching for rental water heaters. It's very popular in Canada and certain parts of the country here. So, you really want to focus in on the keywords that are going to drive in the right traffic and the keywords that will prevent the bad traffic from coming in. And that's really the first part of having a successful pay-per-click campaign. And my water heater campaigns go back years and years and years with thousands of leads generated. So we really have a nice tight campaign ready to go here at Ad Machines. Next, I'm going to give you the pay-per-click breakdown. And really, Google is the only advertising solution that gives you all the actionable information that you need to make adjustments and control your outcome. It's the most transparent advertising vehicle where you can spend your money and generate leads. And if you don't feel that way, you're just not in the right kind of system. So Google gives you all the information you need. I'm going to share with you a few reports that really help us as managers to help our clients get really good success. So what's the first thing I can control are my locations in which I run my ads and I make investment. So I'm going to give you some location considerations. So when I bring on a new client, or if I have a client that's been with me for a year, I'm going to ask them to send me a historical zip code revenue performance report, and that might come out of a service management solution like Service Titan. You can get it out of QuickBooks. If you're in other service management solutions, you may have to run a custom report. But essentially what I'm looking at, what are the zip codes that deliver the best revenue performance? And when I look at that, that's really good information as it relates to your Google campaign, because those are the zip codes where you want to put and apply the bulk of your budget. You don't want to put budget in places where you haven't had success in the past. Next, I'm going to look at my best average ticket by zip code. Of the top performing zip codes, which one of those give me my best average ticket? Those are the areas where you have the least amount of sales resistance. Next, we're going to look at response rates by zip code, and this is more for an established Google AdWords campaign. I can actually go back in and see which zip codes actually perform the best in terms of response rates, who responded the best on a campaign in a given area. I can also look at how many leads I generated by zip code. At the same time, I want to look at how many clicks and conversions I did not receive by a zip code. So if I have a weak performing zip code, I can apply that budget to different areas. So I'm looking at all these different components as it relates to how and where I'm going to spend my budget in order to generate the best qualified leads. And Google gives you that flexibility. You can draw a circle on the map and you can run a 30-mile radius campaign, or you can drill into the actual zip codes and create campaigns for every city and town, and that's going to take you much more time to build, but it's well worth the time investment because it yields a much better rate of return on your ad investment. And that's exactly what we do here at Ad Machines. We go the extra mile and really build campaigns at the city level. Next, we're going to look at the timing of the campaigns. So we know here internally, what days and times perform the best. Now, what you're looking at here is a keyword report broken down by day and hour of day. And this report is showing me how much activity I'm getting by hour of day. So here, I'm looking at a Monday, and this goes back for the entire history of the account, and I can see that I received the most search impressions starting at right around 10 a.m. 10 a.m., 11 a.m., noon, and then starts to fall off. So between the hours of 10 a.m. and 1 p.m. is the greatest amount of time historically where I get the most volume. It also represents the strongest response rates during those times. And when you have that information, you can start to carve out a bidding strategy where you spend your ad investment and match that up to the times that historically deliver the best response rates. So I'm not bleeding my budget earlier in the day or later in the day. I'm matching my ad, I'm programming my ad schedule and putting the most amount of budget where I have the highest probability of success. And you can get that right in your AdWords account. You just have to pull a day and time analysis at the keyword level or the campaign level. Next, we're going to look at audiences. Audiences are fairly new, and it's also very powerful. Google is going by way of Facebook. So Facebook, you can carve out the audiences that you want to target, and I can start to do the same thing here with Google. So for example, let's say you don't want your ad being served to male and females under the age of 25. You can restrict your ad from that audience. You can also restrict your ad from serving to renters. You can exclusively target homeowners in your ads. Now Google has, for the most part, most of the audience carved out. They know the characteristics of the visitors that are searching on the platform. You can target homeowners who are in the market shopping for plumbing products and services. You can target homeowners shopping for home improvement loans, home equity lines of credit, or second mortgages. So there's an audience feature in each one of your campaigns, and this is another example here where you have the option to spend more or spend less based on the audience criteria. So I can spend more on homeowners. I can put a negative 90% bid adjustment on renters because I don't want to target them. I can put a negative 50% bid modification on do-it-yourselfers. I don't want to target them. So this is where I can control the ebb and flow of how the money is spent based on the audience. And I can also break that down by age and gender, which is very powerful, because if you know who your ideal target is, you can massage the audience information to really put your ad in front of that audience. So if you've been gun shy about advertising on Google, it's probably because it wasn't managed correctly in the past. Now you have all of these controls that you can put into play to really run the account as aggressive or as conservative as you'd like. The next control consideration is your device strategy. Now I'll tell you, for every one search that we're getting on a desktop device, desktop computer, we're getting 2 mobile searches. So 2-to-1. Mobile is beating desktop 2-to-1 on water heater search. So when you know this information, and you can easily pull this up at the keyword level in your account, you're just going to get a report by device, and Google tells you. And in this example, the second keyword down, water heater, lifetime, I've received 5,925 impressions on computers and about 11,500 on mobile. 229 clicks on mobile compared to 92 clicks on computers. Very close, 2-to-1. And when you know this information, you can apply more of your budget to the device that delivers the best result. So if 70% of your budget, or 70% of the market opportunity, is coming to you by way of a mobile device, then you want to make sure that 70% of your budget is actually being applied to your mobile strategy. So if you're not getting the volume that you think you should be getting, there might be an issue with how the budget is being allocated by device. And we really, from a management perspective here with our clients, we look at this information on a monthly basis, and we make decisions based on how the devices are performing. And we know for our plumbing clients, we want to spend about 70 to 80% of the budget on mobile. Next is the budget bidding and ad position controls that you can apply. So Google has three reports or three data points that you want to look at: the search impression share, the click share, and the search lost. So search impression share is essentially how much of the market opportunity is your company getting compared to everybody else. Next is the click share. How many of those impressions do you get that actually turn to clicks? And then the third component is search lost. How much of the market opportunity are you losing? And that can be for a number of reasons. Usually it's due to timing. Your ads aren't on during the times where opportunity is happening, or it could be because you're in a very low ad position or you don't have enough budget being applied to the campaign. And Google tells you. So here we are, second keyword down, water heater, and my search impression share. So for this account, I get about 69% of the search impression share in this market. So that's really good. And I get about 50% of that will convert as a click. And I'm only losing about 22%, which is good because I'm not running my ads at night for this account. So those are the three numbers. So the way you would use this, if you are running your account, you want to ask whoever's managing it, what is my search impression share for this campaign? How much of the market opportunity am I actually getting? What is my click share percentage? How many of those impressions will actually turn into clicks? And that will tell you right there, then and there, whether or not you have a strong foothold on this particular campaign category. All right. So those are your controls. You can control the timing, the device, the locations, the bid, the budget, the actual device that you're running the campaigns on. And when you use all this information to your advantage, you can really develop a nice strategy to get leads at a reasonable cost per acquisition. All right, next. So that's the PPC breakdown. Next, we're going to get into the ad copy formula. This is the fun part of the presentation. So here's my ad. I'm going to walk you through the science behind this. $1,249 water heater replacement. Now, most of my clients install a 50-gallon, 40-gallon, whatever the lowest size is. Their average ticket for that's probably going to be between $1,500 and $1,800. All right, so I would consider this a direct replacement, bare bones, bottom line water heater. All right, so I'm advertising my lowest possible denominator in my lineup of products. Call now for a 15-minute quote. In this situation, I'm quoting the water heater replacement right over the phone. Now, agree or disagree, it's one of my most effective water heater campaigns that I've ever run. So I generate a lot of leads off of this. The clients that run this particular ad get really good revenue out of it. So if you're against publishing pricing or not quoting pricing over the phone, I get it. A lot of my clients won't do this, so you need the right CSR in place to handle these types of leads. But it's a really effective ad, gets a really strong response rate, and I'm just walking you through an example here and how to put together the structure. So your offer might be different. So let's go through and dissect the offer. I'm going to talk to you about the different components that go into this. But first, you want to make sure that your ads are running on Google's new expanded text ads. You have an opportunity to upgrade your ads. Doesn't cost you anything more. And with expanded text ads, you have an additional line of text in your headline in addition to a second description line, which gives you 30 additional characters in the headline and 90 additional characters in the description, which beefs up your ad by about an inch, inch and a quarter compared to your competition. And I'm going to show you some examples at the end of this, and just some bad ads that I've come across in my local market, and kind of pick them apart for you. So first and foremost, the first ad copy formula factor is the call to action factor. So every ad that you put out there needs to have a call to action. Now remember the search intent of the buyer. If they typed in water heater replacement, you want to give them a water heater replacement ad. You don't want to talk about sump pumps or drain cleaning or general plumbing, faucets. It should be all about water heaters. And when you do that, your response rate is going to be much better. So in this case, my call to action is call now for a 15-minute quote. You have to have the call to action. It has to answer the question, what do I do next in the sales process? And obviously people click on the ad, they go to a landing page. I'll talk to you about that next. Speed factor. Same day replacement, 15-minute quote. That talks to speed, and that's really going to talk to the buyer out there who's in a lot of pain. They need their problem solved right away. All right, so speed, you have to have that in your ad copy, especially if you're a plumbing business. The direct offer. A lot of plumbing companies don't have direct offers. They don't want to advertise pricing. Certain situations where you may want to advertise pricing would be loss leaders. If you do a $99 water heater flush, that might be an example of a direct offer that you can put out there, or $99 drain cleaning. Whatever you can put together that's going to advertise a price. Now, I understand you have to go to the home, you have to understand what your labor costs are. You're selling out of a flat rate book usually, and I get it. You have to look at the job before you can quote it. But there's certain categories where you're competing against big box stores, Home Depot, Lowe's, Menards, Sears, if they're still in business. And they advertise pricing. You can get it right online. You can call them. They'll give you the pricing over the phone. You're competing at that level. And they don't care if they sell a water heater at cost. As long as they get the consumer to sign up for a credit card, they're going to make their money on the back end. So we want to put an ad in front of homeowners in the way that they're conditioned to shop. There's a good chance you have a Home Depot credit card or a Lowe's credit card, or you may have had one in the past. I have a Home Depot credit card. And it's very easy to call the company that you're going to do business with where you have an established line of credit, especially in an emergency situation. So that's where this type of advertising comes into play, right? So that's my direct offer. Next, we want to talk about the benefits. Water heater, it's really simple to sell benefits. Enjoy hot water today. That's the benefit. If you're selling tankless, it's endless hot water, right? So you want to work that in here somewhere in the ad copy. Now you're going to notice here that my stock ad stops right here, plus a 12-year warranty. Everything below that is an ad extension. These are extra features where you just have to apply the time, effort, and energy to set them up. They don't cost you anything more. It really helps you fine-tune the ad and customize it. So I have call-out extensions here, which I'll talk to you about in a minute. I have structured snippets, seller ratings, and site links, and that's where I'm putting my benefit statement. Now, you could put these factors in any one of these features. You just want to make sure you have those factors in place. So next, I'm going to talk to you about how we use the call-outs. And differentiation, that's an ad copy formula fundamental. So differentiation just basically means how are you different compared to everybody else. Now, a lot of plumbing companies offer same-day replacement, 24/7 emergency service, fully stocked and ready now. Perhaps you have something a little bit different. Differentiation could also be financing. It could also be a different kind of offer. If somebody types in a water heater replacement, and you advertise get a free water heater replacement with any central air conditioning installation or heating system, that's a little bit different. That's how you can use differentiation in your ad copy. But to keep things simple, these are 3 differentiation points, and they go right in the call out section here in my ad. Next, we want to have the local factor. And you can easily accomplish the local factor by putting the name of the city in the ad copy or a local phone line. And you want to make sure you're using call tracking lines that you own. Because if you use a Google tracking line and somebody writes down that number and a month from now they go to call it, they're probably calling some other company where Google cycles through their phone lines. So don't use the Google call tracking. It's not there yet. Plus, they serve 800 numbers 9 times out of 10. So you want a local phone line that you control. So if somebody were to write this down, they'll call you later. It happens all the time. We get calls off of ads months and months ago, a year ago. I mean, people write down phone numbers. So make sure you own the line and use that in your ad copy. Trust. So in this situation, I'm advertising 500 plus reviews in my ad copy. And I'm also pulling in my Google business information right from Google My Business. So this is an integration with your Google My Business account and your Google Ads account. And when you pull this information in, Google will serve up your seller ratings, right? So that's one more thing you can do. Now with this integration, here's a Google tip. It also gives you the ability to run a map ad. And sometimes you'll see these ads show up right in the map pack. And you can only accomplish that with that integration. So that's very important that you own your Google My Business account and that the person that you're working with will allow you to integrate that account with the Google Ads account. And here at Ad Machines, we set these up all day long. So it's very important for our clients to get into the maps. Maps will generate really good leads for us. The next factor in the ad copy formula is the promise or the guarantee. And usually, 100% satisfaction guaranteed. You want to stay away from cliches. You want to be different. Something that's big and bold. If you have the option to get a 10-year warranty or a 12-year warranty, or you can pre-package an extended warranty with the water heater that you're about to install, go ahead and work that into your pricing. And that helps you build a lot of additional value with the homeowner. So here I'm positioning a 12-year warranty. So you can see all the elements that are going into the ad. So, $1,249 water heater replacement. Call now for a 15-minute quote. 500 plus reviews. Upfront pricing. 0 down. No payments for 6 months plus a 12-year warranty. It's a very strong ad. And it talks to a lot of different people that are shopping for water heaters. And when somebody is looking at you and they're comparing your ad to Home Depot or Lowe's or another big competitor in the marketplace, the more time, effort, and energy you put into the ad copy, the better result you'll get. And it's really easy to win business when you do this. The next ad copy formula element is urgency or scarcity. And in this case, I'm going to be using timing to my advantage. So I'm creating a little bit of urgency here by saying, hey, I have a 10 a.m. appointment available. Click here. And this creates some urgency for people to act and take advantage of the 10 a.m. Appointment that's available. You can also put some scarcity into the ad copy where we only have 3 units remaining at this price point. So you could put put a limit in the ad copy. You can also put a deadline. That's another way to work in that type of scarcity into the ad. Next is the value, which I talked about already. Zero down, no payments for 6 months, plus a 12-year warranty. There's a lot of value in that statement. So, what can you do if the guy down the street is advertising and he's going to copy your ad or do something very similar? What's something that you can do a little bit different that gives you an edge? And that's the value factor. What can you throw in that he can't or is unwilling to do in his ad copy? And that gives you an edge in getting a better response. So there you have it. Those are the ad copy formula factors. Those are all in my book, by the way. You get a free copy, ppcplaybook.com. Go ahead and get your free copy. And I walk you through all of that. And if you want to take the training, adcopyformula.com. There's a free training there. It's about 45 minutes. I walk you through this process in much more detail. So let's take a look at a few bad ads. So this is my local Mr. Rooter. Best water heater replacements, expert repairs and maintenance. So, I'm putting the keyword in the ad. But if you read through the ad, he's mentioning sump pump installation, commercial plumbing, request appointment. It's very generic. It's very broad. Expert repairs and maintenance. 80% of the time when you get to a water heater opportunity, you're going to replace it, not maintain it or repair it. So, he's definitely not using the ad copy formula here. There's a lot of opportunity here to use this space in a much more effective manner. Next, Home Serve New England, home water heater replacement. Real generic, 12-month guarantee, no benefits, no offer, no speed. None of that is built into the ad. I was surprised to see this one, Home Depot. They're falling a little bit behind in the Google ads. They're not using Google's expanded text ads. So they don't have the third headline. They don't have the second line of text. They're not even using a full description in their ad copy. So very surprised to see this with the Home Depot. But this was pulled today, and you can run circles around these guys. So it's very easy. All you have to do is put the right amount of energy into developing the ad. So next, let's talk about the landing page blueprint. Here at Ad Machines, we've developed our own landing page platform called Machine Sites, and it's built mobile first. We know that mobile is where the action is at, so we want to give the person on the other end a really good experience. So up until this point, we talked about the keywords, we talked about the strategy that goes into the controls that you can put in place in managing your campaigns. We talked about the ads. The most important part of your pay-per-click campaign is the landing page, because this is where people ultimately come to build that rapport with you, build that trust, get more information, and essentially take action. So this is where they convert and become a lead. So it's important that your landing pages are fast, they're responsive, that they're set up to identify visitor information, and we have all that technology built into our Machine Sites platform. So here I'm going to give you just a demo here of our water heater campaign for water heaters now. So I'm going to just pull open a landing page, and as you can see, the landing page is what we would call naked. There's no navigation here. We lock people into one page, and we give them all the information that they need. So All of those critical components that go into the ad copy formula, you're going to see all of those components: the speed factor, the urgency, the scarcity, the local factor, the trust. All of that is here before you even use your mouse to scroll down. So I have all those components built in here, and it's very important that the ad copy matches what the homeowner sees here on the landing page. You have to give them a consistent and unified experience. And that will, when you do that, not only do your response rates go up, but your conversion rate will increase as well. Um, so I have my offer from my ad follow through here. I'm building trust. As I scroll down, I have multiple ways for people to get a hold of me. Phone, 90% of all the leads we generate will come in by way of a phone call. We also give people the option to fill out a form. Scrolling down, building trust, talking about the company in detail. And I have something for everybody. I have a video people can watch, I have images people can look at, and then there's some analytical people that like to read. So we give them text. And essentially the ad copy formula is built in here, almost like a sales letter. We have our trust factor here. We have an integration with Google reviews. The map, the area that we service. And we have everything here that a homeowner needs for them to take action, trust the company, learn more about them, and provide them with everything that they need to call you. So that's what the landing page needs to do. And a page like this will convert 40, 50, 60, 70%. Really depends on the strategy of the AdWords account. So let's go ahead and get into the final leg here. And once somebody lands on a landing page, we want to give them the option to come back. So if they got busy, or maybe they weren't ready to make a purchase, you already paid for that click, and now we want to market to that person. So here we're going to put together a remarketing campaign, and these are different banner ads that will run. And the next time that particular homeowner goes to ESPN or weather.com, they'll see this ad, follow them, and remind them to come back and take action. And that's a remarketing campaign. If you have a video, you can also do that on YouTube and on Facebook. So, following up is another element to having a successful Google Ads campaign. I can't tell you how many clients of mine get busy. They ask to pause their account, and we keep the remarketing on, and they continue to get leads. And remarketing is kind of that insurance policy that brings people back to take action, and it actually helps you lower your overall costs per acquisition. And finally, we want to talk about tracking and measuring. In anything that you do, it's important that you track and measure it. Otherwise, you have no idea if it works. And I like to take it a step further. I actually like to track and measure everything at the campaign level. So I know, for example, well, actually, we track it at the keyword level, but I can report on the campaign. I know exactly how many leads I received for a given campaign. I know which keywords are driving in revenue for my clients. And we do that here with our performance dashboard. And you can see here's an example water heater account over the period of a little bit more than a year. Close to 57,000 in ad spend, generated 1,433 total leads. Conversion rate about 43%. Average cost per lead right under $40. So that's exactly where we want to be in the water heater category. We can do this all day long. So if you have any questions about this campaign in particular, or if you're interested in learning more about ad machines and how we can help your business, just go to admachines.com and click the request a meeting button, and you can set up a meeting to speak to either myself or to one of our PPC specialists here. So I hope you found this helpful. Go out there, sell some more water heaters. Appreciate the opportunity. Thanks for listening.